Hi, I'm Allison from Move Smart and Boomerang Pilates, and we're going to do a little inner thigh hamstring glute combo today that's really pelvic floor friendly. A squishy ball, something that's a little bit soft, and something to support your head. That's all you need. So you're going to lie down, supporting your head as much or as little as feels good to you, so that you feel like your ribs are settled into the floor. If you lie down and the bottom of your rib cage pulls up, you want to go a little higher behind your head. You're going to take your feet so that they're about mat distance apart and so that the outside edges of your feet are pointing forward, which might feel a bit pigeon-toed, but that's okay. And then the squishy ball goes halfway between your knees and your pelvis. So your goal here is to engage your inner thighs and to engage them as much as you can without tucking your butt or lifting your ribs, so everything else stays really still. We're isolating the movement of your legs in your hip sockets. The other thing you want to look for is for your hip flexors and the fronts of your hips and thighs to stay pretty relaxed. So if you do a full squeeze and you're like, haha, I have squeezed to 100%, but you also feel the fronts of your legs firing up, squeeze less. We want to get your brain connecting to the feeling of just your inner thighs moving and creating movement. And then we're going to combine that with a breath. So put your hands across your lower belly, kind of between your belly button and your pubic bones. Inhale into the sides of your ribs, nice easy breath in. Feel for, hopefully there's not a lot of big lifting up into your belly. And then as you exhale, out through your mouth or through your nose, squeeze the ball and think of the breath traveling from your pelvic floor up the front of your spine, past your diaphragm and out your mouth or your nose. And as you do that, you want to feel your abdominal muscles kind of gliding in towards your spine, not pushing up into your hands. So you inhale to release the ball and breathe into your ribs. Exhale, squeeze the ball. Exhale from your pelvic floor up the front of your spine and out through your mouth or your nose. Repeat that and play around with it. If you're getting that push up into your belly as you exhale and squeeze, dial back on the squeezing. Squeeze a little bit less, right? It's not a race. It's not a competition. It's just an exploration of how to organize and pattern your inner thighs, your pelvic floor, your abdominal muscles, your breath, and that management of your internal pressures. On the next one, hold. So press in, find that inner thigh connection, hip flexors relaxed, nice and easy across your ribs, and you shouldn't hopefully feel any strain or stress in your back or your pelvis or your neck, and just hold. And again, you're holding as hard as you can without involving anything else, without having any negative consequences. So no gripping, no discomfort. And you hold and you breathe. So you keep squeezing, breathe into your ribs. Breathe out, pelvic floor, past the front surface of your spine, past your diaphragm, through your ribs, through your nose, through your mouth. One more breath. And really feel for what happens with your deep core when you exhale. And then you relax. You put your feet together, you bring your knees out to the sides. You want to keep your ribs heavy and planted so that, again, your ribs don't pop when you go into your inner thigh stretch. You let your hip flexors relax as much as is possible for them. Your neck and shoulders, you keep your ribs nice and heavy. And then you come back up. We're going to do the same thing, but this time you're going to do it with your legs hip distance apart. So you've got this nice plant of your heels in line with your sit bones. The ball is halfway between your knees and your pelvis. Same thing, ribs heavy and relaxed onto the floor, pelvis heavy and relaxed onto the floor. A little bit of floaty lightness in your lower back, right? You're not pushing your lower back down into the ground. And then we're going to do the same thing. Start with just squeeze your legs together. Thinking about kind of the center of your inner thighs now. So you're closing like elevator doors. And then notice what's happening with your quads and hip flexors. Can you start to ease those muscles? And then once you've got that set, hands across your lower belly and feel for that nice response of your lower abdominal muscles as you exhale. So you inhale into your ribs as you release the ball, start your exhale, squeeze the ball, and the exhale travels up through the front surface of your spine. And we do 5 more of those. And squeeze, and squeeze, and squeeze. And since I can't count, we're going to do 1 more, and I think that's 5, and then hold. So now you're holding the movement and you're continuing to assess all the other stuff. Are you staying reasonably relaxed in your hip flexors? Are you neutral and heavy across the base of your pelvis? Are you relaxed in your lower back? Have you draped the other base of your ribs down into the floor? And are you still breathing? 1 more exhale. And then relax your legs and go back into your inner thigh stretch, which might feel different second time around. So you feel that nice heavy weight and you breathe. Okay, so now we're going to transition to your glutes and hamstrings. The squishy ball now goes behind your right knee, nice and strong through your hands and fingers, untucked through your pelvis. So we're trying not to do a big curl of your pelvis. Flex your foot and then press your leg up and pull your knee in towards your chest. So you're trying to maintain a nice long line through your spine, keeping all your natural and neutral curves, right? So you're not over shifting in any direction. And the thing that really lights this exercise up is not moving your back and your pelvis when you bring your leg up in the air. So one of the things you can do is grab something to put on your back that will give you a little extra feedback for your brain to tell you when you're moving your spine and your pelvis. And then of course you change over and you do the same thing on the other side. Get the ball behind your knee, pull in so you're using your calves and your hamstring muscles, flex your foot, stabilize your pelvis, strong through your arms, press up, slide down, press up, slide down. I always end up pulling my head a little forward, so I try to put some extra attention into head ramping. And of course, this could totally feel different from one side to the other. Usually you have different range and different strength from hip to hip. Couple more on this side. And then come on back down. And there you go. Little wake up for your hips. If you like this, hit the like button, maybe hit the subscribe button. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Bye.